Welcome back to The Sponge. So if you've already watched our first episode, you know who we are. I'm Micah Shaw.
And Jordan Whitrock. So, with this being our first real episode, we don't want to waste any time. So let's get right into it.
Alright, so let's start off with the big political story that's been here like the last month. So Trump has been acquitted by the Senate. The House passed a vote to impeach President Trump, and the vote fell short in the Senate. Now, this is not the first time in history. In each of the impeachments that we've had, the three now, in the last two, it was both the House that passed it and the Senate that fell short on the vote.
Also, for some national news from ABC, they reported that the passengers on the Princess cruise ship off the coast in the Pacific have finally been released after 2 weeks of being quarantined. But it looks like the Americans aboard that ship will go through another 2 weeks of isolation when they finally reach American soil. So right now, with the coronavirus, there have been a total of 68,000 cases, 1,600 deaths, and it's now in 24 countries. And also, the first death was recorded last Sunday in Taiwan, which is another reason why the number of countries has increased to 24. So Micah, how much do you think this will affect future foreign events like the Olympics or World Cup?
I think it'll have a slight impact, as we've seen at the previous Olympics when they struggled with the Ebola virus. Many athletes, fell sick with that, and their performance was definitely hindered. So, I think it should be good, but it has been said with the coronavirus that if you're younger with a healthy immune system, that this shouldn't be too bad because it's basically just a lung infection. So I think all the athletes out there should have a good chance of getting over it pretty quick.
I hope too that we can find a cure, but we'll also keep up to date with this, so we'll keep giving information on this as we go along.
Another big story was at the Oscars. Director Bong Joon-ho tied Walt Disney in winning 4 Oscars that night for his picture The Parasite. He won Best Original Screenplay, Best International Film Feature, Best Director, and Best Picture. And this was the first time that a foreign film has won Best Picture.
Also, there is an increase in the amount of female directors in the film industry, reaching the number 19, whereas the year prior it was only 4. Another thing in the film industry is the unstable streaming wars. Big known titles like Netflix and Hulu are facing now competition from the likes of Apple, Disney, and others. These industries will be launching their own series which will compete with Netflix, which could also potentially hurt smaller film studios. Yeah, and I think this will definitely change how we will be watching our content in the future, which will be very interesting to see.
Definitely will, especially with the ease of access that's there. Another thing is, found a list of 20 predictions for 2020 that was put together from the predictions from Ray Kurzweil. So some of these predictions we found kind of interesting was that in 1999 he predicted that life expectancy would rise past 100, where right now life expectancy is at 72 or 78.6, and is expected to rise or fall to 77.1 by 2050. He also, for some reason, predicted that computers would be invisible. And though you could say that they are not invisible yet.
I guess there was those close inventions like Google Glass and stuff, but I think those definitely showed to not be useful.
Yeah, that's true. And the last one that we found interesting was that he predicted that books would be dead. And that is very much wrong, because as an industry, they sold 675 million prints of books in total and brought nearly 26 billion in 2018, which is definitely a very large market. All right, so now we have, and we're going to keep doing this every single week, we're going to have a question, just to talk about it in between Jordan and I. So the question this week is, do we control technology, or does technology control us?
I think this is a very interesting question, because although we seem like we control it, because we control when our phone turns on and off, we tend to be attached to our technology, always having to see the latest post on Facebook or such, and I think that is definitely driving the human race as of right now, and I think we don't know when's the right time to turn off. So I would say that technology is controlling us, even though we might think we have the power.
Yeah, I agree with that and disagree with that. We control technology in the fact that, the people who do post that stuff, they know what they're posting, it's other people that get driven by the stuff there.
Mm.
So like there's definitely a control aspect there in like what you post. But then again, technology does it there's like a stigma around it that like makes you, this is the way to post, not this way or something like that, where it's like it controls your decision making.
Okay, I see what you mean. I don't know. I've seen so many people just walking down the streets or in like halls, and their faces in their phone. So it just makes me wonder, like, do you really do have the control? So the question of the day, we'll have you guys, if you want to, you can comment down below and give us what you believe is true, whether we are controlled by our technology or that we control them.
All right, so now a little bit of what happened in history over the past week. So in 1909, the first subway car with sliding doors got put into service in New York City.
Also, in 1972, Wilt Chamberlain of Los Angeles Lakers became the first NBA player in history to reach the career number of 3,000 points, marked during 110 to 109 loss to the Phoenix Suns.
In 1992, LA Lakers retire Magic Johnson's number 32 uniform.
And then also in 1998, Mr. Jefferson, who is in Virginia, was the first cloned calf. Yes, that's right. Mr. Jefferson was a cow that was genetically modified and cloned. So yeah, that's your weekend update from TheSponge.
Yeah, make sure to find us on Twitter and Anchor at TheSponge, one word, capital T, capital S, and come back next time for our next week's episode.
Thanks for tuning in.
See you later.